What's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the best areas to buy between $200,000 and $300,000 in the Winston-Salem area. Let's get into the video. My name is Ramon Lomeli. I'm a local realtor and the team leader of the Smart Move Group brokered by eXp Realty here in Winston-Salem, as well as all the surrounding areas. We're continuing the best places to live series, so go check out the other videos if you haven't seen those. And this week we're doing $200,000 to $300,000. And I'm sure this was highly requested because this happens to be the average price point in the Winston-Salem area. So we're gonna have a lot of options here. But the reason I wanted to make this video is because I am still getting a lot of people coming up here calling me from Florida, from New York, from California, from Colorado, Texas sometimes as well, all over really, Tennessee even, and they all want to move here, but they don't really know the areas. So if you're one of those people and your price range happens to be between $200,000 and $300,000, you're definitely going to want to watch this video. And before we jump into it, I just want to remind you that if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything at all I can do to help, feel free to reach out, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, let me know how I can help, if at all. The number on the screen is my personal cell phone number. You can call me at any time. I'll be happy to have a quick chat about our area or answer any questions you might have. I'm going to leave some awesome links in the description of this video, including the areas, homes for sale in the areas that we're talking about today, as well as all my social media handles in case you think you want to be my friend on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. So the first neighborhood that we're going to be talking about today is called Bidding Hall, and it sits inside the town of Rural Hall. Rural Hall is a town just north of Winston-Salem that has seen some enormous growth over the last few years. I remember when I first moved to North Carolina, I visited Rural Hall, and there was really nothing up there except for a couple stores, couple shopping centers, really not much. And over the years, it's not so rural anymore, which is kind of funny because it's still got the name of Rural Hall. And don't get me wrong, most of Rural Hall is actually still quite rural. It's just the areas outside the highways or immediately next to the highways are really, really highly developed now. And it's kind of just strange for me to see because I just remember how small it used to be. And now, you know, there's nice shopping centers and all kinds of things to do. And if you just keep going further, you're going to get into the rural areas. But not only shopping centers, Rural Hall has seen a massive increase in the amount of new construction homes that we've seen over the last few years. So the neighborhood, Bidding Hall, actually has around 200 home sites. Thankfully, I know this neighborhood pretty well. I've actually sold some of the homes in there directly from the builder, and furthermore down the road, I actually resold those homes to other people. There is a wide range of square footage available inside of Bidding Hall, anywhere from 1,000 to about 3,400 square feet. So, you know, on the smaller side to on the quite larger side of homes. Typically, you're going to be looking at 3 or 4 bedroom homes, 2.5 bathrooms. Most of these homes are going to have either 1-car garage or a 2-car garage. Now, the neighborhood was actually established in 2007, but they continue to build homes up until about 2020. They're sold out now. Now, the lots are on the smaller side. You're talking about typically about 0.14 of an acre, so not a huge lot. Now, one of the downsides of this neighborhood is that unfortunately the lot sizes are quite small. 0.14 of an acre seems to be about the average. You do get a little bit of bigger ones in there sometimes, but these homes are going to be kind of close together. Now, you do see 1-story homes inside of Bidding Hall, but typically you're looking at a 2-story vinyl or brick exterior, kind of new construction, traditional style home. Now, I know some of you out there aren't big fans of HOA, but I will say that this does have an HOA of about $17 per month, so it's kind of small, and all it really does is help take care of the common areas and the street signs and the front entrance sign. Now, the reason that I put Bidding Hall on this list is because you're just north of Winston-Salem, so if you need to be in Winston-Salem, you can literally be in Winston-Salem in under 10 minutes, and the average price point over the last year inside of Bidding Hall has been $262,000. So you can get a newer 4-bedroom, 3 or 4 bedroom home that's going to be close to Winston-Salem for just over the $250,000 price range. And like any of the neighborhoods we're going to talk about on today's list, typically you're going to find that you can find something quite a bit cheaper if you go on the smaller side or if it needs some work. All right, guys, now we're going to go on down to Winston-Salem, and we're going to talk about the neighborhood called British Woods. Now, if you've been watching the videos on my channel, you probably know all there is to know about Winston-Salem, so make sure you check out the channel. But just to give you a brief recap of Winston-Salem, we're the 5th most populous city inside of North Carolina, and we're by far the best. That's just my opinion. I like that we're really centrally located, so we're close to the mountains, close to the beach. We're also within an hour drive of either Charlotte or maybe an hour and a half to Raleigh. So if there's a major airport I need to get to, or a major sports event or music event or whatever it is, I'm within an hour, hour and a half drive of a major city. Winston-Salem is also becoming one of the fastest growing metropolitan areas in North Carolina. Beautiful downtown with plenty of things to do, but it's not too big, which I really enjoy. We also have a thriving art scene surrounded by a ton of wineries, and there's a new trend of like breweries coming to town and opening up, which I love. Now, one of the best things and one of the reasons that British Woods is on this list is, of course, the big three in real estate: location, location, location. When you live in British Woods, you're really close to the hospitals, you're really close to Haynes Mall, you're really close to Interstate 40, plenty of shopping and dining. I mean, anything you can imagine. So if you want to be centrally located in a neighborhood in an average price point between 200 and 300,000, you should really be looking at British Woods. Now, the homes inside of British Woods, they're not going to be brand new homes. They're going to be built in the 60s, probably mostly the 70s. And usually we're talking about a lot of split levels and brick ranchers. Now, this isn't a huge neighborhood. There's only about 60 homes in this neighborhood. Now, another reason that I like British Woods is that you actually get a decent lot size. The average in there is 0.37 of an acre. Now, that may not sound like a lot, but if you think about, you know, being inside of the city, centrally located, I don't know of another neighborhood that offers more land in this price range, this centrally located. Now, the homes will vary inside from about 1,300 square feet to about 3,000 square feet, so good range there. I'm sure you can find what you're looking for. And for all my non-HOA fans, you'll be happy to know that British Woods does not currently maintain an HOA. And if we take into account all the homes that sold over the last year, you're going to find out that inside of British Woods, the average price point was about $286,000. And I think the bang for the buck is there for sure, because you're getting a well-built home built in the 60s or 70s, but it's centrally located. A lot of those have been updated, and you're not going to go over 300,000. Next, we're going to talk about an awesome neighborhood inside of Clemens, North Carolina. Before we do though, just want to remind you, in case you forgot, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, can't even say it with a straight face, just call me, shoot me a text, get a hold of me. I'm here to answer any questions you might have. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because believe it or not, I know it may not seem like it, but these videos do take quite a bit of time of research and then filming, and then I have to do 17 takes for everything I say. And of course, I left a bunch of helpful links in the about section of this video, including some homes that are currently available for sale in these areas that we're talking about, and my social media handles in case you want to be my friend on, you know, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. With that out of the way, let's talk about Springfield Farms inside of Clemens, North Carolina. Now, Clemens is going to be west of Winston-Salem, and it's one of those areas, or one of those little town, I think it's technically a village, the village of Clemens, that is highly sought after. Great schools, amazing properties out there. People just want to live there. It's also growing really, really fast. Actually, that's kind of a theme around North Carolina, but really the Triad area. Everything is just exploding with businesses, and people are moving here left and right. That's kind of why I do these videos. But you've got it all inside of Clemens. That's one of the worries with these smaller towns surrounding Winston-Salem, that sometimes there's not much to do, or, you know, nowhere to shop, whatever, but you're not going to have that problem in Clemens. You've got grocery stores, you've got retail outlets, you've got plenty of restaurants, you've got entertainment, you've got, you know, all gyms, you've got all kinds of things. So Springfield Farms actually has around 100 homes, so that's kind of like a medium-sized neighborhood. Now, one of the cool things about Springfield Farms, and really Clemens as a whole, is that you're going to be really close to Interstate 40 and 421, so whatever you got to go, 40 is probably going to get you there. The neighborhood as a whole, I would say, is very quiet and shaded, and there's actually a community park inside of the neighborhood. Now, these homes are typically built between the early 90s to the early 2000s, so you got about a decade there, and mainly we're talking about 1 and 2 story homes on about a quarter-acre lot, which is not a huge amount of land, again, like I said, but it's kind of more than, you know, those neighborhoods where the homes are really close together to where you can almost touch the side of each home with stretching your arms out. And the reason I really like it is that in the last year, the average price point inside of Springfield Farms was about $270,000. So definitely a lot of bang for the buck, specifically when you're talking about neighborhoods in Clemens, because there's really not a ton of neighborhoods inside of Clemens in these price ranges. Next, we're going to talk about Old Towne Village inside of Pofftown. So Pofftown is a smaller town that has become increasingly popular. It seems like more and more people are finding out that Pofftown exists and are gravitating towards it. So some of the reasons that people gravitate towards Pofftown are because of the affordable cost of living, the friendly community, and you're minutes away from Winston-Salem. So if you don't like what Pofftown has to offer, or maybe you commute to Winston-Salem to work, it's not going to be a long commute, so it's really convenient. Also, Pofftown itself has some amazing parks, schools, and restaurants. Now, the tricky part about Pofftown is that it is a smaller area, and thus not a ton of real estate is available just in general. And as of late, we've seen a lot of kind of luxury style homes, luxury construction going up inside of Pofftown, which is kind of starting to drive the price up. But thankfully, inside of Old Towne Village, the prices are still relatively affordable. Now, Old Towne Village is actually really close to Reynolda Road, which is a very, very popular popular area of Winston-Salem. And when you move here, you'll see why. There's a ton of things to do, a ton of old historic things as well. Great area to be around. Now, the neighborhood was established in 2006, and they kept building homes till about 2015. So we're talking about, newer-ish homes here inside of Old Towne Village. Now, most of the homes inside of Old Towne Village, we're typically talking about more newer traditional style construction. We're talking about vinyl homes, brick homes, and stacked stone homes. Typically, we're looking at 2-story homes, but you do see a 1-story in there every now and then. And they do have a little bit of a flair when it comes to the architecture of these homes. Some of them are going to have like really big, nice bay windows and like sidecar load garages too, which are really nice. And mostly we're going to be looking at homes around 1,200 square feet to about 3,000 square feet. So you can get kind of like a starter home or a home that you can kind of grow into inside of Old Towne Village. Now, there is a small HOA every month, and it's $24, so it's not huge. It's not going to break the bank. But once again, the reason it's on this list is because the average price point in there, we're looking at about $275,000 currently. And I saved one of the best neighborhoods for last. We're going to talk about a great neighborhood inside of Kernersville, North Carolina. Before I do that last plug, I promise last plug. Like, comment, subscribe, give me a call if you need anything. Check out the links in the descriptions. Now let's talk about Beeson Park. So Kernersville, which is the town that Beeson Park is in, is a very, very popular area here in the Triad area of North Carolina. One of the main reasons that it's so popular is because it's in close proximity to both Winston-Salem and Greensboro. Now, I've said this before, I probably sound like the broken record, but it's really awesomely convenient if you have, per se, one spouse that works in Winston-Salem, one that works in Greensboro. You guys can come home and meet in the middle, or maybe a similar thing with family, or you need childcare and mom stays in one town but you work in the other. Great area. And that is becoming actually more and more important, really, when you think about it, because there are endless job opportunities in the Triad. So you might think that you want to work in Winston-Salem, come here and find out there's a better opportunity in Kernersville or in High Point or in Greensboro. And so being centrally located inside of the Triad is really convenient. Now, you're still only going to be about 10 miles away from Winston-Salem in a town with a population of about 27,000 people. So it's not going to be a big city, or, we're not talking about a big town here, or big city. And there's actually quite a lot of things to do inside of Kernersville as well, including a really nice, smaller, but really nice downtown area that they have there in Kernersville. But let's talk about Beeson Park. Inside of Beeson Park, you only have about 50 home sites. So we're not talking about a large neighborhood, smaller scale neighborhood here. And Beeson Park is actually really close to Interstate 40. So once again, making that commute to Greensboro, to Winston, to High Point, wherever you need to go, very convenient. You're also really close to a lot of shopping and dining in the Kernersville area. Now, they started building homes inside of Beeson Park around 1998, and they kept building them up until the mid-2000s. And we're talking about homes that are going to be 1- and 2-story traditional style homes sitting on about a quarter-acre lot. And usually we're looking at 3 or 4 bedrooms, anywhere from 1,300 to about 2,400 square feet. So you're not getting extremely large homes in there. 2,300 square feet is about what they max out at. Now, Beeson Park does have a very small HOA of about $105 per year, not per month, per year. And one of the awesome reasons that Beeson Park is on this list today is that the average priced home in there sold for about $269,000 over the last year. Now, before you go and click on one of my competitors' videos, don't forget to check out some of the other videos on my channel. Feel free to call me, shoot me a text, or send me an email if there's anything at all I can do for you. Thank you so much for watching these videos and spending some time with me today. If you have any questions, reach out, and I'll see you in the next video.